Meet Teddy, recall him from the story with Lenny. He witnessed the Lenny and was oh so friendly. Lenny was homeless, a jobless bum. Teddy shared the love of God's begotten son. Teddy's fam was poor, was raised in the hood. Dad slammed the door, this he changed if he could. His dad bounced out, he cheated on his mom. Grandma took him to church, he was reading the Psalms and teaching him songs. He'd weep in her arms, was a lonely kid, wasn't seen at the prom. Eased his pain with the Cheech and the Chong. Got picked up by Eddie, he was diesel and strong. You'll hear Eddie's story, you'll peep that from Calm. Teddy selling drugs, not believing in God. Heroin and crack, then he was a client. Teddy only sold, he never even tried it. He needed a crew, he could ride or die with. So he joined a gang, there was a life of violence. Wants to be happy, but finds no peace. So to fit in, he relies on the streets. Driving the whip, gang retaliation. His crew got caught, I was down at the station. He didn't shoot but locked up 10 years. Now he's in jail and sees one of his peers.
Yo, Eddie! Hey, Bo, remember me? High school, used to cut on that gap between your teeth. Not gonna preach, but you gotta hear what happened. That gun talk I was always on, wasn't just rapping. Funds were stacking, strategic hitting licks till this cop busted one shot and shattered my hip.
A bank robbery?
Yeah, and I was busting back. Bullets cracked out my gat, pierced the cop through his cap.
Yo, you killed a cop?
Now I'm in here for life, but God used this to bring me to Christ. The Bible's been crucial, useful and fruitful. Here, take my copy, you'll see that it's truthful.
This is Teddy's story. 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 If God cares, then why do I suffer? Why did he let Dad cheat on my mother? Does he even hear? He prays and screams, picks up his word to Romans 8:18. It gives him hope, he has faith in the Christ. He gave him his life, Teddy prays in the night. Heart's breaking like ice, this made him contrite. Then gets out of jail, God gave him a wife. Gorgeous. Her name's Wendy, he's staring at her and cherishing her, and he's sharing the word. He treated her well, but she has an affair. Teddy's in the dump, so sad with despair. Grabbing his hair, he openly grieved. Gets hooked on porn, back to smoking the weed. He's so depressed, life was better with Wendy. But one day he gets a letter from Eddie.
What up, my dude? It's your man Eddie. Seems things got bad from that last letter you sent me. I felt bent, beat down and terrible. But think about it, your life's a living parable. Unbelievers watching, studying reactions. The Lord uses us as a means of attraction to his grace and his offer of forgiveness. If you cry out for help, don't think he won't give less than the grace you need, and in faith proceed through these dark times. No, it's not wrong to grieve. Cry out and plead, draw near, he'll draw near to you. If you're his son, then his back's not turned to you. Life's hard and we suffer, Christian or not. If you believe God's sovereign, it's a part of his plot. His favor you got, Christ's righteousness is yours, Bo. Your confidence is this, you're one of God's people.
Teddy reads the letter, it's filled with grace. Next day he sees a familiar face. It's Lenny. Teddy used to sell him drugs. He gives him a track, it tells God's love. Buys him a meal and copped him snacks, and brought this cat to a laundry mat. Lenny's jobless and sleeps in the park. His wife left him, days are evil and dark. Teddy could relate, this speaks to his heart. The next week to Lenny, he's teaching from Mark. Lenny got saved, now he's not addicted. Seeing Lenny's faith, Teddy got convicted. Recalled Eddie's words, read the letter again. Saw God's purposes, repents of his sin. Becomes a youth pastor, he's loving the change. Tells kids seek Christ, not drugs, not gangs. This is Teddy's story. 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 This is Teddy's story.
Are you a good person? Are you a good person?
Am I a good person?
Am I a good person?
Are you a good person? Are you a good person?
Am I a good person?
Am I a good person? The Bible says we're not. The Bible says we're not. The Bible says we're not. We must be blessed by. The Bible says we're not. The Bible says we're not. The Bible says we're not. We must be